Hey everybody, today we've got some more quick campaign ad reactions. We've got 3 states, all of them from the US Senate. We've got Montana, Wisconsin, and Maryland. We're going to do one from each side, and we're going to start here in Montana with Jon Tester. Unfortunately, Tester doesn't really have many of these ads on his YouTube channel, so it makes it a lot more difficult, but he does have some here on his Instagram. So let's play this one and see what he's got to say.
Wealthy outsiders like Tim Sheehy are buying up Montana, increasing costs for the rest of us. Well, I'm fighting back, working to lower housing costs, cracking down on price gouging, and stopping folks in Washington from giving our money away. I'll always defend our way of life.
Alright, that's not the easiest to see, it's not the longest ad, but he does try to paint Sheehy as a wealthy outsider that's trying to change Montana. That is a concern in that state, where people from other states are moving in, so Tester's got your back. Just trust Tester one more time to help keep those prices down. So that's the Tester ad. It'd be a lot easier if he would just put these on his YouTube channel. But let's move on to Tim Sheehy. He does have a ton of ads, and he does have them on his channel. So let's see what his first one is.
And yeah, I am radical. I do believe that we need to get radical about what we are doing. And yeah, I am radical.
Kamala Harris supported eliminating private health insurance and giving taxpayer-funded health care to illegal aliens.
And yeah, I am radical.
Jon Tester voted to give taxpayer-funded health care to illegal immigrants, and he supported amnesty for illegals, making them eligible for Medicare. Jon Tester votes like a radical Democrat.
I'm Tim Sheehy, and I approve this message.
Alright, in this fairly red state, I think this ad is definitely going to be effective. I'm sure Tester would push back on pretty much every one of those claims. But for this race, that's what Sheehy's got to do. He's got to tie Tester to some of the more national Democrats. They show Bernie and Elizabeth Warren on there. I don't know how much that's going to matter. But the Harris quotes about her getting radical and some of her positions from the past, that's likely to be effective in this state. Now, I always think taking a random clip of somebody out of context, that might be unfair. But for the casual viewer just tuning into this race, I don't think they're interested in that. They're going to think Harris is not good for Montana, certainly as far as some of her past statements go. So therefore, if you're not going to be a fan of Harris, you should also not be a big fan of Tester. Okay, let's move on to the Wisconsin Senate. We're going to start with the incumbent Tammy Baldwin. She also has very few ads on her channel. This one is unlisted. Let's get into it.
Eric Hovde has a problem with the truth. Time and again, his ads have been called false. He's a desperate candidate, willing to say anything. But here's what's true. Eric Hovde has a plan to slash Social Security 28%, Medicare 25%, veterans benefits 40%, all to spend $4 trillion on tax breaks for rich guys like himself. Eric Hovde's lying, and he's not for us.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Okay, so Hovde is apparently a huge liar. There's all the quotes that back up the claim. Now, of course, again, I think Hovde would dispute probably all of them. Some of that might be because there's an election coming up, but Baldwin hits on some of the broadly popular issues: protecting Medicare, Social Security, veterans benefits, and as a slogan, nobody wants to see rich people get a big tax break. I think the messaging here is fairly effective considering this is a purple state, and those are some popular issues. So not bad there from Baldwin. Let's go on to the Eric Hovde side and see what he's got for us. Here it is.
You have a clear choice in this election. Senator Baldwin is a 38-year career politician. I'm a businessman and job creator. She supports taxpayer benefits for illegal immigrants. I'll close the border. Tammy wants to put guys and girls sports in their bathrooms. I'll protect our daughters. Senator Baldwin abuses the political system. I'll fight the corruption. I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. I'd be honored to have your vote.
Alright, this is also going to be a pretty solid ad here from Hovde. They got the intense music building in the background. Hovde is right there in a shop somewhere. In the background, I think you've got some guys welding, and then you've also got the American flag. The issues Hovde touches on are going to have some cultural importance: illegal immigration and men and women's sports. Plus Baldwin being a 38-year career politician. Even if you're not a big Hovde fan, I think far more voters are going to come out of this ad thinking that it worked. Now let's go on to the Maryland Senate. We've got Larry Hogan up first.
As a Democrat for president, I know who I'm voting for. That's easy. But Senate, Alsobrooks, or Hogan? Look, they're both pro-choice, but Hogan cut taxes, tolls, and fees in Maryland. I like Hogan. He works with both parties. He finds common sense solutions. Alsobrooks would support her party 100% of the time, even their most extreme positions. This isn't complicated. I'm splitting my ticket. Harris and Hogan.
I'm Larry Hogan, and I approve this message.
Okay, in this deep blue state, this is what Hogan has to portray. He's got to show that there's a ton of people voting for Harris, but they're also going to cross over and vote for him in the Senate. He's got to try to occupy that independent lane. So they bring in a Harris voter, and she's unsure what to do for the Senate, but she says that Hogan is pro-choice. He cut taxes, tolls, and fees. All that seems like it's going to be favorable for that state, but she also points out that Angela Alsobrooks is likely to support the Democratic agenda 100% of the time. I think that's a good thing to point out. At least Larry Hogan is going to have somewhat of a balance if the need calls for it. Now, given it's such a blue state, you might want your senator voting with the Democrats 100% of the time, but I think even in the very partisan states, maybe having 1% of the time where you go against your own party might have some kind of an appeal. So not bad for Hogan. He's doing what he's got to do, even though it's a seriously uphill climb. Now let's finish it up here with Angela Alsobrooks. Now this ad is not on her official YouTube channel. She didn't have much on there, so this is from a different channel. Here we go.
I'm Angela Alsobrooks, and I approve this message.
Donald Trump and Republicans transformed the Supreme Court, making it the most extreme in our lifetime and leading to the fall of Roe v. Wade. But just months later, Larry Hogan praised Trump.
We should give President Trump all the credit he deserves for his accomplishments in office.
And said Trump
nominated incredible justices to the Supreme Court.
Even after they took away abortion rights. With Larry Hogan, Republicans win. We lose.
Alright, again, considering the state that ad is going to work, the court being too conservative and abortion, it's going to be a weakness there for Hogan. And with the clip of him praising the court, it's his own words, so it's also going to be a pretty bad look. As I said earlier, I think those kinds of quick clips are usually taken out of context, but this is really a winning formula here. If you vote for Hogan, you know that's going to be one less Democrat in the Senate, and given there's so many more Democrats in this state, I think they're going to realize that might be the case, and that's going to prevent Hogan from getting enough of the crossover he would need to make this race truly competitive or even flip it. So those are 6 different ads from 6 different candidates in 3 different states. I try to balance it out. There's a ton more out there that we don't have time to take a look at, and as you can see, some of these ads are more easily accessible than others. So hopefully I covered your state. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about any of these ads? Do you think 1 or 2 of them are pretty good? Do you think all of them are completely misleading? Let me know what you think down below. On your way out, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy it if you'd like to help support the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.